The story of Pasquale Taraffo, the greatest harp guitarist, true harp guitarist, that's all he played was harp guitar. He's the greatest who ever lived, from Genoa, Italy. His heyday was 1920 to into the 30s when he died young in about 1937. We are in the Minor Museum of Vintage, Exotic, and Just Plain Unusual Musical Instruments. So there he's playing on a stand, and a lot of the Italians did that actually. He wasn't the only one by any means, but they played on short or tall stands where their guitar could be free to resonate, and they would theoretically keep it away from their chest and belly so it would resonate further. It was also an incredibly dramatic way to, you imagine this on the center of the stage, in a bare open opera set, for instance, is where he played often in those sort of theaters. And there's the guitar, and he walks out, positions himself behind it, and he's making magic. So having it on a stand, I think, is spectacular, and it's more difficult to play. In fact, it's easier in many ways because you're not worried about holding it. So I just did a simple version. I had a friend. He looked at the photo, and we did a simple version of Taraffo's own stand from Italy. So when I got this instrument, it had the attached feet. They're glued to the body, and you can see there are little separate extensions. I couldn't figure out how they attached those to a stand because there was no brackets or holes or anything like that. So one day I just decided, I've got to get this on the stand like Taraffo did. So I took my hand drill from the garage, and I just drilled 2 holes in the back. I tapped them out for big bolts, and we bolted this thing from the back to the stand. When I went to Genoa and we went to the university, that was the Paganini Institute, where Taraffo's original guitar, which is identical to this instrument, we brought it out, and I looked at the feet, same feet, and I turned it over, and there was the exact same 2 holes that I had just drilled. And there's about 3 of these that survive with stands, and the maker was Gazzo, Settimio Gazzo. And he was Taraffo's favorite luthier and the only guy he ever used. And I am convinced that because we found this and it's virtually in mint condition, the curve here, all this floral stuff with even the little leaves, is identical to Taraffo's, who's looked just like this until he painted it gold at some point in his career. He covered all this with gold. But because it had no drilled feet, and because it's identical to his, I'm convinced that this was one that was built as his spare and never put into use because they never drilled the feet. Ergo, it was just played in someone's lap, and he never had to go use it. His original guitar he played throughout his career.
Hi there, Matt Redman here. It was fantastic to go to California again to visit Greg and the Minor Museum. You can view the full photo inventory at minormusic.com, where you can also be linked to Greg's many albums on Bandcamp. Please visit harpguitars.net and the blog there, seminal website, and finally follow Harp Guitars on Instagram. Thanks for watching.